Thursday, December 15th. Good evening.
Oh, hi there.
I was expecting the bar to be different before hours, but I guess it's just the same tired thing.
Alma?
Ah, Leonidas.
What? Gillian.
Marcello. I stumbled across her on my way in and asked her if she wanted to tag along. Hope you don't mind.
Sure, make yourself at home.
Where's the boss? She didn't put the helmet on again, did she?
She went out for a bit. I don't know what for, but she'll be back.
Alright. Alma, make yourself comfortable while I'll prepare. Right, thanks.
Gonna reset music?
Nah.
Alright.
Time to mix drinks and change lives. What was that? Oh, just something they made me say back in instruction. It's kind of stuck. Huh. I went to a school that made us stand up with our hands on our backs when someone came in. That habit didn't rub off until high school or so. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh yeah, look at this. A glass with a signature? I'll assume it's either an autograph or an impromptu medicine recipe.
Well, look at her hand.
She has mechanical hands.
Oh.
That Kiramiki girl came here yesterday before her concert, actually. Oh yeah, now I see her name there. You don't seem very surprised. I like B-Link more, actually. I don't know if it's Blink or B-Link, but whatever. The stoic-looking duo, right? Yep, those. Seems you had a better day than mine yesterday. I had to break up with Damien. I see. Want a drink? You don't seem very surprised. Alma, we've known each other for, what, a few months now? I'd be interested if those relationships of yours went any further than a week or two. You say you broke up, but there's usually not enough time to foster something to break. It's more like the guy wasn't what I wanted, so I stopped flirting. You could pretend to be more interested, you know. Like my mom says, if I don't buy it, it's because I know the product. Speaking of buying, do you want a frame? A frame? Yeah, for all those pics you have of your boss, the ones filling your phone's memory. Some seem sneakily taken at that.
Is that true?
What do you care? How the hell did you find that out?
So it is true!
Shut up! I'm a hacker, remember? You shouldn't piss off a hacker. Aw, I really like this one of her sleeping in her office. I think I'll copy it. You... Hey, can you make me a bad touch before we keep arguing? Sure. Alma wants a bad touch.
Is that actually the name of
Yes,
the...
it is.
Oh, dear. Right.
Here. Who gives these drinks their silly names? Usually the one who registers it. Some people have quite the silly sense of humor. Like that girl who keeps laughing over this particular drink's name. Yeah. So, who's Damien again? The one with the nice car. Sure, he's also the manager at the bank, but that car was what caught my eye. And what was wrong with him? Turns out he was a LARPer.
Oh.
LARP? Live action role-playing. Sounds more like the nickname of some heavy-handed writer, or a military organization. What did he roleplay as? Have you heard of the Woodstock fairs? Those events where people barely dress, stink, and roll in the mud and fuck in the open? Those are hippies, yeah. He frequents those, and it's something I'd rather not deal with. At all. If I stayed with him, I'd eventually have to. I mean, I need to support my partner in what he does, but if it's something like that... You see, that's the problem, right there. You say breaking up like you had something formal, but most of the time you're still getting to know him. Think about it. Have you ended your longest-lasting relationship for things like those? Okay, sorry for not using the right word or whatever, but I'm still sorely disappointed. And at least I'm trying to get some action. When was the last time you spent the night with someone else? Last night. Your cat doesn't count. A year ago. It was messy. See? I mean, I have no idea how you deal with that. If I were you, I would have pushed fuckboy over here into a closet ages ago.
Fuckboy?
People have different needs and priorities. Yes, but don't you miss having the warmth of someone else at your side? Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs, putting your head on their chest, listening to them breathe as they pet your head, dozing off knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. Jill? Anything I can make you to shut you up? I'll have you know that my Uncle Juan taught me ventriloquism when I was 12. Drinking won't stop me from talking or making tasteless puns for Aunt Rosa. Still, get me something weird, would you? Huh, ventriloquism. Weird? And a weird drink? Yeah, something different, experimental, uncommon. Let's see. A weird drink. Promo drinks fit that bill. Easily. My throat wants to die. I think Zen Star is pretty weird. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That was what I was going for.
Here. Yeah, this fits the bill. It's a promotional drink made to commemorate a movie. Read, they left at the chance to sell drinks that would be unmarketable otherwise. Oh. You know, your orders are weird today. They are? Yeah, usually the first thing you ask for is a Brantini, and then something like a Cobalt Velvet or something similar. Well, I sometimes feel I need something different, you know? Something tells me part of the reason you left Damien is because he was too deep into routine. Maybe. Hey, speaking of routines. As a hacker, what's your opinion on the whole Alice Rabbit thing? That's the silence of someone who just heard something stupid. Stupid enough to warrant that speech they prepared just for occasions like this. As always, very perceptive of you. You know, decades ago, there was this group of people that hacked simple sites with an agenda. Can't remember what they used to call themselves, I just remember that it was just petty vandalism. Anyway, everyone that participated started using the same name. They wanted to create this anonymous anarchist identity. The whole Alice Rabbit thing is the logical conclusion of that. It's what happens when the idea reaches its breaking point and goes mainstream. It is no longer a group, but an individual. An untouchable entity watching from the shadows, monitoring and judging everything anyone does. Observing, tolerating no one but itself. A lot of bullshit for what's essentially a pet the press made up. The antithesis of your usual boogeyman, if you will. So you don't think such a person exists? Don't know, don't care. I mean, we have seen the actions of such an entity, but it might be anything. An individual, a group, an AI. That's not taking into account all the copycats and pranksters using this name. So, Alice Rabbit is a thing that exists, but it's also really muddied overall. There's something else that worries me though. That kind of story always catches the attention of kids and such. They start trying to hack stuff without knowing the risks or consequences. Imagine if suddenly a group of tweens broke into this bar and started asking for drinks. That's how it feels for me, and it's thanks to that damned Alice Rabbit thing. I see. But enough of that. There's a more pressing matter at hand. There is? Yeah, you've been delaying my invitation for hanging out sometime for too long. Oh, that. Do you hate me that much, Jill? Does my presence make you that uncomfortable? No, at this rate, I might just crash by your apartment. That way you can't say no. Maybe I'll also crash for the night. We could have a sleepover, braid our hair, tell stories all night, shower together. You know, you need some human warmth in that place. Your tits alone would fill my entire bathroom.
Okay.
Man, you react too nonchalantly. It's no fun. React a little bit. Let me tease you for a second. I refuse. In all seriousness, though, any particular reason you keep turning down my invitations? I mean, it's not a date. I just want to have a conversation with you outside of these four walls. I'm not a morning person. I registered for a night shift precisely to avoid waking up early. The earliest I've asked you to hang out is 10 a.m., you know. That's early morning by my standards. I mean, it's not that I don't want to hang out. I just don't want to wake up early. You are hopeless. Anyway, I'm gonna need another drink here. Like, say, a big brandtini. Finally, that's the Alma I know. Big brandtini. Easy enough? Here. You know, brandtini is such a weird name. It was originally supposed to replicate a martini. Problem is, the BTC got a hold of a brand of vermouth that was named after a certain automobile company. So on a weird whim, they changed the name. I see. You know, I was wondering. Yeah? Don't you worry about what people you work for might... Don't you worry about what the people you work for might be doing with the information you provide? Not really. You don't? Do you worry about what happens when people leave this place drunk? Not really, most of the time. Well, neither do I. Why should you? Do you get people drunk? Some say my beauty is intoxicating, but that's beside the point. I get my payment, do my job, and forget about the whole thing. You make your job sound so easy. Once you understand what precautions to take, it's no problem, and I've always found my job fun. However, most of my contracts are consultancy-based gigs. It's not like every day's a thrill. Do you meet with your clients, or... I don't. It's always from behind as many filters as I can manage. I remember I once did a job where I had a couple of kids relaying letters. For security reasons, right? Actually, because that way I lose a lot less time. I don't have to deal with the clients hitting on me or pestering me after the job's done. I also don't have to lose time proving my worth because big boobs equals small brain or some shit like that. I mean, protecting my identity is one of the reasons, but the few times I've shown myself, they weren't even risky or dangerous jobs, just run-of-the-mill security checks. I don't know, maybe I need to show up as a disheveled nerd or something, give them what they expect to see. Or I just don't show up and save myself the trouble. Why all the questions? Just things I've been curious about and always forget to ask. So many Alice Rabbit headlines have made me wonder about the hacking business too. Oh, I'll remember to ask you things next time then. Well, I'll take my leave now. See ya! Take care. I don't...
Is this gonna be Ingram?
I think it might be.
Yeah. Hello, sugar? Ow! Oh no, hello, sugar. Ow!
Did your best. Hello, Mr. Donovan.
Like my pop used to say, never touch the ass of a woman with metallic arms.
I think it's more like plastic and carbon fiber.
They're hard as fuck, and that's all my abdomen felt.
Do you normally greet people that way?
I'm a man that can't contain himself when he sees something he likes, kid. Oh, but don't worry, you're safe. You're flooded in the field of my summer house. Oh, jeez.
A bit of advice. You shouldn't provoke the one serving your drinks or food.
Don't be offended, kid. You have your audience. I'm just not part of it. Today I'm making this a quick one. Gotta tend to business in a while. Having said that, I'll just have the usual.
The usual, he says. Mr. Donovan wants the usual. 3 days, and he already has the usual order. The usual.
Sure, this'll work.
What brings you today, Mr. Donovan?
That girl I interviewed yesterday is coming again in a couple of weeks. So, I was working to clinch an exclusive interview.
Did you succeed?
Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I'm Donovan D. Dawson. I always get what I want. Sure, I had to blackmail the editors of other outlets, but the end result is what matters.
I see. Wait, blackmail?
You'd be surprised at the kind of stuff you find out when you get the right people drunk. Hey, the signature on that glass over there.
Ah, oh yeah.
That big-titted Lila was here?
She came yesterday before the concert, yeah.
Anything juicy come out of her visit?
No.
Gossip-worthy?
No.
Tabloid-worthy?
No.
Come on, there has to be something.
Well, her love for what she does is so honest and pure that anyone who tries to ruin it should be ashamed.
Oh, don't give me that shit. Throw me a bone here, anything.
I've got nothing.
Everyone has a price. How much for you to spill the beans?
I'm serious here. She said nothing that could be used against her or that you didn't already know.
Fine.
Say, are many of your interns women, Mr. Donovan?
All of my interns are women, kid. Every single one of them. It's a pack of hungry, desperate bitches.
Why only women?
Did you ever watch Race for Hope?
Movie?
Yeah. A movie about a journalist looking for clues regarding a murder. That tacky movie had everything. Romance, action, a dog with sunglasses. It also sold this weird, fantastical image of what journalism is. I'm guessing lots of girls saw it in high school and wanted to become journalists. And now I have to deal with that shit.
How can you be so sure?
My first brother-in-law was a doctor. He said that a couple of years after that emergency heart movie, all of his interns were women for a long while. And this is why you don't let brats that barely understand what responsibilities are pick a career.
Do you perhaps know a girl named Kimberly Lavalette?
It doesn't ring a bell. Who is she?
Nobody. Forget I said anything. Any interesting preview of tomorrow's news?
You expect me to share my information when you wouldn't share your scoop on the singer?
How can one share when there's honestly nothing to share?
Uh-huh. I'm gonna be a good citizen today and let this one pass. Have you heard of a group called the Harbingers?
Not really, no.
There's some group wanting to overthrow the White Knights. I read their manifesto in the bathroom once. Interesting piece, and even better makeshift toilet paper. They talk about how the organization is corrupt, full of mob bosses, or something like that.
I think I've heard about that somewhere. What about them?
They sent a message to some outlets saying they have proof of their claims. That they're gonna release it to the public tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see, I think.
I know, right? Alright, kid, give me a bleeding Jane so I can call it a day.
Okay. He wants a bleeding Jane. That's a change of pace.
Oh, you know, I just realized what that's a reference to. Oh, how did I not realize that sooner?
What?
It's Bloody Mary.
Yeah, Bloody Mary?
Yeah, I didn't realize that until now. Alright, all blended. You want to make it big or regular? Probably regular.
I just made it regular.
Alright. Blending.
Here.
Simple enough for you, I see. So, I've heard this is Dana Zane's bar. Is it true?
Yeah.
I never thought I'd hear about the undefeated of the West again. More so after that incident with the Bears. Where is she?
She's out running some bears?
Yeah, 6 years ago, a cash-strapped Dana Zane entered an underground ring for money. Faced 10 enraged grizzly bears. She beat them all without killing them. I heard she set them free afterwards, too.
And you were there.
I was drunk and bored, what can I say?
Do you know if she lost her arm there?
Can't remember, too drunk. Maybe she had her prosthetic then, too. I heard someone there suggest that she lost it after throwing a baseball out of some stadium. Threw it so hard her arm fell off. But that sounds more like an unsubstantiated rumor.
More like something she made up.
Well, I gotta go. Next time you see Dana, thank her for winning me my second yacht. I knew betting on her was the right choice.
Please, come again.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's break time.
You know, I have to say, as much of like a, well, to put it like that one character, as much of a chauvinistic horseblower as he is, I really like voicing him. and also as much hell as it is on that voice.